Yes, good morning, members, everyone who's watching. Greetings from Zimbabwe at our Twilight Living Estate. This is a self-built project where members contribute in installments to own homes. And of course, you can imagine owning this home at only 88 million. This is a 4-bedroom house at 88 million. You must be wondering how it is possible. But remember, the initial deposit was 20 million. That is for you to be able to own land. That means the 20 million was towards purchase of the land. And of course, when you pay 20 million, would transfer the title into your name and you top up 88 million for you to be able to own a home. So you can imagine at 88 million. Of course, now it has increased to 120. If you have land, you are going to pay 120. If you don't have land and you want land and home, you're going to pay 140. The reason is, of course, with real estate, there is off plan and after off plan, of course, that is when we start construction. And of course, if someone came and when you are done with construction, they will not pay 140, maybe they will pay 200 million because you have invested in money and you want a return on investment, of course. But now we are talking about 108 million or 88 million for a 4-bedroom house. This beautiful house here, you see, the member paid 88 million to have this beautiful house. Look at it, very beautiful. And of course, people will be wondering, but the secret is for you to own a home like this at half price of market value, you need to join MCS. And joining MCS is simple. Of course, it's going to be more difficult next year. Like I always tell you, there are all the believers and non-believers, or the doubting somates. Next year is going to be hard for you to join MCS, but now you can still use this chance as we are celebrating our 10 years. But trust me, next year is going to be hard for you to join MCS. You have to pay more for doubting us for all these years. So it's better you take this advantage as we are celebrating 10 years. That's why our share is at 100,000. If you want to become a shareholder in the mother group, you're going to pay for 100 shares. But next year, it is going to be hard for you to join the mother company of MCS. So joining is simple, 20,000 Ugandan shillings and a share of 100,000 shillings. But look out for next year. It is going to be hard for you to join. It's better you join this year. And you'll be able to own such a home at a very cheap cost. 88 million, you can imagine. 88 million for a 4-bedroom house, or 180 million for a 4-bedroom house on 100 by 100 piece of land in an organized estate. And you're able to pay in installments because owners of these homes are paying for 3 years. Every month you are paying 2.5 million for 3 years, you can imagine. And you have a very beautiful home in a very beautiful neighborhood because we are building homes and we are making this a very beautiful neighborhood. This is our low cost estate. Members are able to get homes at 88 million, a total of 180 million land inclusive, because initial deposit was 20 million for us to be able to transfer the title into your name. That means the land cost for a 100 by 100 plot, that is 23 decimals, was 20 million. And you would pay 20 million, you transfer the title into your name, and you start depositing on home construction. That means people are having these homes at 88 million. You can imagine that is a 4-bedroom house, 88 million. Of course, now has increased to 120 million. And of course, if you have land, 120. If you don't have land, it is going to be 140 million for a 4-bedroom house. And when we tell people to join MCS and take advantage of economies of scale to own properties at half price of market value, this is what we mean. You can imagine having this home at 88 million. For you who have bought homes, those who have constructed, you would be wondering how we are able to achieve this. This is possible. It is because we are MCS. We are growing together and we take advantage of economies of scale to have the best for less. We have the best for less and courtesy of taking advantage of economies of scale. So this has been achieved in a way that it is shocking to everyone, because you can imagine to have a home of 4 bedroom at 88 million. Number one, I told you, you will first pay 20 million for the land. That means members contributed for us to buy land. Now, when you buy land, and for 20 million in Israel, of course, that is 100 by 100. In an organized estate, of course, that is another advantage. Added advantage because you are in an organized estate. That's why you've been able to see that now we are building. Those are homes, people's homes, and it's going to be a very decent neighborhood. And after buying land, we are able to contribute now in construction. Now, when we are constructing, there are very many things you are going to save on. For example, buying the first building materials like wood, wheelbarrows, and the spade, hose, those other building materials. They are reusable, yes, but if you are to do one project, and you are doing it in phases, by the time you come back to do another phase, maybe you would be needed to buy more or new ones. If you, let's say, there are people who build in phases, they always have to buy. They keep buying. If you bought wheelbarrows when they are starting the foundation, by the time you come to start on block work, you'll be looking for a wheelbarrow and you are not seeing it. If you buy hose, spades, you come back, you have to buy new ones. But now, all these homes you see here, they have been able to use same because they are reusable. From one project, the first one you see there, we've been able to shift those materials to the second one. Now they are going to shift them to the third one. And of course, that is how we are able to cut costs. We are making blocks on the side. We are going to weld windows and doors on the side. We're buying materials in bulk or at a wholesale price. Some materials are bought at factory price because we are engaging factories to have the materials on factory price. That is how we've been able to achieve this, to have a home at 88 million. You can imagine, people will be wondering how it's possible, but you can take it from me. This house, members are getting it at 88 million. Of course, we market at 108. We marketed 108 because it was, you cannot build the house in the air. It was a house and land inclusive. But if you have land, let's say I've already bought land here, you can have this house. For now, you're going to have it at 120 if you have land. And if you don't have land, you have it at 140 million.